Hello, and welcome to Maximizing Your Network, brought to you by the Center for Career Exploration and Success at Miami University. The Career Center is located in 0045 Armstrong Student Center. Also, visit our website at www.miamioh.edu/careers, email us at careercenter@miamioh.edu, or give us a call at 513-529-3831. Today, we'll spend a little bit of time talking about how to maximize your network using tools such as LinkedIn, Miami Alumni Connect, and yourself. Some of the important components towards having successful networking interactions are knowing what networking is, understanding the types of networking, and of course, practicing some of those steps. So here's an agenda of what we'll go through in this presentation, and we hope that if you have questions, you direct them towards some of the contact points that we shared at the first slide. Defining networking. Networking can look like a lot of things. However, here is a general list of what networking is and how we encourage you to think about it. It is about establishing and maintaining lines of communication with others. It's about those relationships, really how we maintain them. So think about who those people are in your life. It's about connecting with others to find those common interests, whether it's through career, hobbies, interests, pets. And it's an information exchange. You learn something, they learn something, and we keep that energy going to make sure that we're expanding. In order to visualize your network, you have to visualize people. One person said, understanding the network that is already around you and acting accordingly. That is what building relationships and networking is. You have professional and informal networks. So think about who those people are for you. Maybe there are faculty members that you were able to really dive into some good work with. There are professional associations that you got involved in. Or perhaps there are some parents, friends, and associates that you know and you have a good relationship with. They're able to speak towards your strong work ethic, your dedication to a team or a project. And there are also people in your home community. We don't ever want to forget about them. So what's in it for you? There's a lot in it for you, and there are great benefits when you start to really hone in on how you network well and understanding what you get out of it. So networking allows you to tap into the hidden job market. That's the ways in which folks are engaging to get people involved in internships and jobs in ways that we might not readily know about. It's about becoming a part of a circle, possibly an inner circle. You have a competitive edge due to the relationships that you've established, because networking is just about relationships. You gain visibility for future opportunities, referrals, you increase your work possibilities, and essentially you could make the search process for you a little bit shorter. And that's something we all like, right? There's in-person networking. So conferences, symposiums, guest lecture speakers, workshops, panels, office hours, all of the events that are happening right at Miami's campus, you can take advantage of. The short answer is that networking is everywhere. You should always be networking with others in professional settings, whether that is one of these listed here or another space in which you're able to engage in person with people. Remember, it's about the relationships. One way to start the interaction when you're networking with someone is your elevator pitch. It's an expression, a very short expression of who you are as a person to initiate the conversation. The Miami Hello is a great way to think about your elevator pitch. Share your name, your year in school, what you're studying, what your long-term goal is, and what you hope out of the interaction. That'll be a nice introduction into a conversation. Have we mentioned that networking is hard for everyone? There are many challenges, and being an introvert can make the seemingly meaningless small talk feel even more daunting. So here are a few tips and tricks to networking while an introvert. These tips are also applicable in virtual settings, and we encourage you to utilize these notes to maximize your virtual opportunities as well. Allow for follow-up opportunities to let you shine in a one-on-one setting. While you may not shine in a large group, one-on-one settings may allow you to really focus in on you and the other person. Prepare your questions. A big part of readiness is just the preparation that we have going into something. So to set your mind at ease, be prepared. Ask for an introduction. Having a friend introduce you is not necessarily frowned upon, so you can take the opportunity to ask a friend to introduce you to that person at that company that you really want to talk to. Focus on meeting 1 to 2 new people. Sometimes we can go into a setting and want to meet 10 to 12, 15, get all the business cards we can. But sometimes it's also reasonable to say, let's develop some meaningful connections with 1 to 2 new people, and that's a goal. Be transparent about being introverted. It's challenging, and so it's okay to say, I am more introverted. However, I'm very interested in this opportunity, and you can engage with others. Do your research. That goes with the preparation. Know who's there. The more that you know who's in the room, what companies and or what people, the more comfortable you may feel. And let your nonverbal speak for you. It's okay to not be the most vocal person in the space. As long as you're engaged and you're tapping into your Miami hello and you're getting their information to follow up after, you'll be well on your way to successful networking. Speaking of virtual networking, so networking can take place in person, groups, one-on-one, as well as remotely, phone, email, video chats, online. LinkedIn is one aspect, and it is the leading professional network on the web. Your LinkedIn profile is an important supplement to your resume. Having a LinkedIn account and a complete LinkedIn profile allows you to connect with classmates, alumni, faculty, staff, and industry professionals for networking purposes, and to find new opportunities for internships and full-time positions. We highly recommend it here at the Career Center. In addition to LinkedIn, Miami Alumni Connect is another excellent tool for networking with Miami's strong and dedicated alumni network. We're confident that you'll find alums who are willing to help you connect, mentor, and share their personal experiences with you on your way. A little more about LinkedIn and how to navigate it. Through LinkedIn, search Miami University in the top left-hand corner. On the university page, you can click Alumni, and from there, search where they work, what they do, what they're skilled at, what they studied, and so much more. You can input multiple filters to search for alumni who may be doing what you want to do in the next 5 years. Or you can find a current student who perhaps interned at a company that you now have your eyes set on. Miami Alumni Connect allows alumni to opt in to serve in various capacities for current students. This includes serving as a mentor and job search supporter. Complete your profile and find your match for Miami alum who would love to support your career journey. And hopefully, when you graduate, you'll do the same for someone else. So you found someone on LinkedIn or Miami Alumni Connect, and the next step is, how do you reach out? When you're making contact with professionals, many times you'll want to ask for an informational interview or informational meeting. The goal of this interview is to learn more information about the profession, your contact or the career path, or your desired employer or industry. A great informational interview can also lead to your contact going the extra mile and assisting you in your journey. Now let's talk about how to ask for an informational interview using the 5-point email. When you're reaching out to a new contact, you never want to greet them with a full page worth of text that results in an ask. There's a bit of strategy to the ask. You don't want to take up too much of their time, so keep it to fewer than 100 words. Start with your connection. Maybe you both study psychology or wrote for the Miami Student. This engages the contact and makes them more interested in assisting you. Keep your interest general. If you say that you're interested in dentistry and your contact doesn't practice that kind of medicine, the conversation could be over before it started. Instead, you should generalize your interest. I'm interested in learning more about the health profession. Lastly, never ask your contact for a job or internship in this initial outreach. That could be a huge turnoff at this point. Your only ask at this point should be for a bit of their time to chat and share information. Learn a little bit more about them in the process. Here's an example of a connection request done right. Dear Mr. Goldwater, my name is Michael Jordan and I'm a senior at Miami University studying American Studies. I'm reaching out due to my interest in the sports and entertainment industry. Given our similar academic backgrounds, I was hoping to schedule a 20-minute phone call with you to discuss your experiences and learn more about the nature of the field. I understand that the fall may be a busy time for you, so if we're unable to connect, I'm happy to reach out next week as it may be more convenient. Thanks for your time and I look forward to hearing from you. Michael Jordan. This is what the format of the typical informational interview looks like. When you first get on the line, there's a bit of small talk that takes place. Be prepared for a "tell me about yourself. What have you been up to lately?" or "how can I help you today?" question. The actual interview will put you in the driver's seat to ask questions, so you want to have at least 5 prepared and have a pen and pad in hand to take notes. The next step, the closing, is where you'll wrap up the call. Be sure to thank the contact for their time and insight. It's always a good idea to send a thank you email or message within 24 hours after you've had time to process and reflect on this new information. In informational interviews and virtually all networking platforms, you are leading the conversation, so you must come prepared with a few engaging questions to help you reach your goal of gaining information. We are big fans of the TIARA framework. TIARA is an acronym for Trends, Insights, Advice, Resources, and Assignments. These are themes that your questions should try to get at. See the example on the slide. Trends. How is technology transforming your industry? Insight. What's the best lesson you've learned on the job? Advice. What advice would you give your 20-year-old self? Resources. What tools or software do you use on a day-to-day basis? Assignments. What assignments have you been most excited about? Use this method to help you master informational interviews, and you'll gain plenty of great contacts in your professional network. To sum up some of the experience, here are some do's and don'ts for networking. While this will vary based on in-person or virtual networking, we hope that you greatly benefit from some of these rules of engagement. We want you to bring your authentic self to the conversation, and it's also good to be aware of some general expectations in a networking environment. Do maintain good posture. It represents you very well. Shoulders back, posture up, think confidence. Do provide a firm handshake, not too firm, but to show that you're engaged. Do talk positively about yourself, hobbies, and personal passions. We want to know how great you are. While we all have challenges, sometimes it's okay to not talk about those right away. Do follow up. People want to know what you learned from the environment or the engagement that you had. What was your takeaway? And do you want to continue this networking relationship? Do prepare questions. Questions highlight the things that you're interested in and the ways that you might be engaged in their work. Do be mindful of nonverbals. You may spend some time networking for hours. If you're tired, it's okay to take a break and then come back. Do ask for what you need. At a certain point, it is okay to ask for what you need, whether it is mentoring or general guidance or advice. And as we talked about, do take breaks. It's for you. And your networking experience is about you gaining more insight into whatever you're looking to do. So remember to take care of yourself. Don't chew gum. Don't stare with too much intensity. Don't monopolize the conversation, and don't stand back. This requires a bit of balance. If we know we're someone to engage verbally a bit more than others, we have to remind ourselves to bring it back just a little bit. And for those who may like to stand back on the wall, challenge yourself a little bit to share one thing about yourself. Start small, accomplish those small goals. Don't speak to only one person. Depending on your goal, make sure you just set a goal and try and reach it. Don't drink alcohol. This is a little tough one. Sometimes there is alcohol in the space. It is okay to grab a drink if others are grabbing your drink, though I would say keep it to 1 drink maximum. Don't ask how they got their job. Instead, you can ask questions about their experience in the job search or what their first job was about. What did they enjoy about that experience? And don't ask for an internship at the start of the networking event. Instead, you want to just learn a little bit more about them, who they are, how they got there, what they find most interesting, what they value in their work. Thank you, and we hope that you learned a little bit more about how to maximize your network and your networking opportunities. Again, this is brought to you by the Center for Career Exploration and Success at Miami University. Here is our contact information, and during the COVID-19 crisis, we will be offering virtual career advising. Please visit our webpage at miamioh.edu/careers for more information.